Actions speak louder than words.
So you don't know that both sides are denying elections, or you do think so?
I do not believe that both sides are.
I have over 150 examples of Democrats denying election results. Would you like to look at that or no?
No.
As again, here's the big thing: if the Republicans win, they're going to say, "Oh, everything is fine and it was a fair election." If the Republicans lose, they're going to say, "Oh no, it was not a fair election, and all these people were voting that shouldn't have voted, and we really won." Mark my words. Tuesday.
What about the current White House press secretary? She denied the 2016 and the 2018 election. Would you like to see the tweets of her denying those elections?
Then I disagree with that. I think we have an election process, including being able to challenge what you've got. But once it's challenged, and once it's been settled, especially in the courts, it's done. It's done. It's over. And Republicans aren't going to do that. So if you're a Republican,
I also have 150 plus examples of Democrats denying election results. Would you like to see those? Any of those?
You know what? I'm sure some of them did, and I'm sure eventually some of them did, and some of them probably.
My point is, it's happening every single election.
But not to the extent that the Republicans are doing it. They're terrible people for the most part.
What is your measurement for saying that, though? We're talking about the last 3 elections that Republicans won, the presidential elections.
Yeah,
Democrats
she hates the
every
Republican
single
side, bro. I mean, she hates the. I meant to say she hates the Republican Party, bro. She detests. Yeah.
They're terrible people for the most part.
What is your measurement for saying that, though? We're talking about the last 3 elections.
What about Democrats, though? Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah. So you're saying Democrats are better? You're saying the Democratic Party is. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cornballs on the, you know what I mean, in the Democratic Party. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? There's cornballs in the Democratic Party for sure. You know what I mean? There's cornballs on each side. You know what I mean? But you know what I mean? That, like, the bias that she has is crazy, bro.
Probably.
My point is, it's happening every single election.
But not to the extent that the Republicans are doing it. They're terrible
Crazy,
people
bro.
for the most part.
What is your measurement for saying that, though? We're talking about the last 3 elections that Republicans won, the presidential elections. Democrats denied every single election.
January 6th.
So we're talking about a riot now. So if we're changing the subject and talking about rioting, are we conceding that Democrats are denying elections?
You know what I mean?
That Republicans won the presidential elections. Democrats denied every single election.
January 6th.
So we're talking about a riot now. So if we're changing the subject and talking about rioting, are we conceding that Democrats are denying election results?
No, of course not.
Well, then let's go back to that conversation before we move on to rioting.
I'm not gonna agree with you. You can be for Trump all you want, or for Republicans, but I'm not gonna agree
That's
with
not
you.
the point I'm trying to make here.
He's not trying to force her to agree. You know what I'm saying? It's not about forcing somebody to agree with what you're saying. It's about, bro. Yeah, she's bugging, bro. Like, yeah, you know what I mean? He wants, like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy they don't want to see the evidence that, bro, that Democrats were denying elections and all that. They don't want to see the evidence. They don't want to see the proof, bro. The partiality is sickening, bro. It's disgusting, man. Like, they want to continue to believe the lies, man. You know what I mean? We live in a society, man. We live in a society in which people believe the lies and disbelieve the truth, man. It's sad out here, man. Real talk.
The Democrats are denying election results.
No, of course not.
Well, then let's go back to that conversation before we move on to rioting.
I'm not gonna agree with you. You can be for Trump all you want, or for Republicans, but I'm not gonna agree
That's
with
not
you.
the point
He's
I'm
not
trying
on
to make.
that like James is not on that tyrannical time. He's not on that dictatorial, exclusivistic time. You feel me? He's not trying to force people to agree with what he's saying. He's just, bro. It's about, you know what I mean? He's just keeping, he's giving people the truth, man. It's not about forcing, man. He's not, I respect James for that, man. He's not trying to force people to agree. You know what I mean? He's not trying to do that, bro.
That Republicans won the presidential
He's
elections.
just giving
Democrats
information,
denied every
man.
single
He's just
election.
giving information.
So we're
People
talking
can't
about
believe what they want to believe, you feel me?
They're terrible people for the most part.
what is your measurement for saying that, though? We're talking about the last 3 elections that Republicans won the presidential elections. Democrats denied every single election.
January 6th.
So we're talking about a riot now. So if we're changing the subject and talking about rioting, are we conceding that Democrats are denying election results?
No, of course not.
Well, then let's go back to that conversation before we move on to
Sad
rioting.
that they don't want to see the
I'm not gonna agree with
evidence.
you. You can be for Trump all you want, or for Republicans, but I'm not going to agree
That's
with
not
you.
the point I'm trying to make
Yes,
here.
it is.
No, I'm trying to point out that Democrats are denying election results as well.
Not to the degree and not to the extent of the Republicans.
You're right. Probably.
It's not about bias, you know what I mean? It's not about bias towards one side, you know what I mean? It's not about bias, bro. James is not on that biased time, you feel me? He's coming with that impartiality, man. He's coming with the impartiality. He knows that, you know what I mean? Election denying happens on the you know what I mean, on the Republican side too. You know what I mean? He never said that stuff isn't happening on that side, but you know what I mean? He's saying it happens on the Democratic side too, but people don't want to hear that though. They want, like, their bias is high, bro. You know what I mean? They got immense bias, man. It's sad.
So we're talking about a riot
It's not
now.
about
So if
bias
we're changing the
towards one
subject and
side,
talking
bro.
about rioting, are we conceding that Democrats are denying election results?
No, of course not.
Well, then let's go back to that conversation.
Like, a lot of people simp for the Democratic Party, bro. A lot of people are sheep and mindless, man. They equate the Democratic Party to, bro. They think the Democratic Party is automatically good, certain people, bro. Like, nah, bro. There's cornballs. There's good and bad people on both sides, man. People gotta understand that.
So we're talking about a riot now. So if we're changing the subject and talking about rioting, are we conceding that Democrats are denying election results?
No, of course not.
Well, then let's go back to that conversation before we move on to rioting.
I'm not gonna agree with you. You can be for Trump
You
all
don't
you
gotta
want, or for
agree with him.
Republicans, but I'm not gonna agree
That's
with
not
you.
the point I'm trying to make
Yes,
here.
it is.
No, I'm trying to point out that Democrats are denying election results as well.
Not to the degree and not to the extent of the Republicans.
You're right. Probably more.
No, the Democrats are like over here, and the Republicans. I mean, you're talking to somebody that was a Republican for most of her life, but once Trump and once that whole group that were so awful, that were so anti-democracy came in, it was
So you're
taking
just
a long
talking about
time.
one election. I'm talking about Democrats denying 2018, 2016, 2004, 2000.
I'm done.
Multiple.
Thank you.
Thank you. The
She
current White
doesn't
House
wanna-
press secretary.
Like, she doesn't want to hear it, bro. Yeah, it's crazy, man.
So anti-democracy came in.
It's crazy, man.
It
So
was
you're
taking
just
a
talking
long
about
time.
one election. I'm talking about Democrats denying 2018, 2016,
Right.
2004, 2000.
I'm done. Thank you.
Thank you. The current White House press secretary denied the election results of 2016 and 2018.
You're just making things up.
Here's a tweet from her right here.
Okay.
Like, she's saying he's making things up. What? Alright.
Done. Thank you.
Thank you. The current White House press secretary denied the election results of 2016 and 2018.
You're just making things up.
Here's a tweet from her right here.
Nah. He's not making it up, bro. Like, the evidence is on his phone. You just don't want to see it, bro, because you're biased. She's on that corny time, man. It's crazy, bro.
Done. Thank you.
Thank you. The current White House
got
press
the
secretary
evidence to
denied
substantiate
the
what he's
election
saying,
results
bro.
of 2016 and 2018.
You're just making things up.
Here's a tweet from her right here.
Okay.
Reminder.
And you also said Hillary
Can I
never
finish?
conceded.
Can I finish,
But
please?
that wasn't true, was it? You also said Hillary never conceded. So there you go. If you want to make up,
She went back on her
No,
conceding the
nobody
election. Can I finish,
stopped-
please?
right now, people
Can I finish?
are being no, because no.
The reason why I'm asking this is because there's been very clear examples of denying election results for 2018, 2016, 2004, 2000, with I'm sure you remember what's his face, Al Gore.
Al Gore.
I'm old enough.
Remember that guy?
Big fat.
I do.
So that's why I'm having this conversation though, is because
It's
even
definitely
though, you know, a lot of people talk about Republicans denying elections, but it seems the Democrats have a long history of denying election results as well.
You know what? Some people say the sky is blue and some people say the sky is green.
What color do you think it is?
I think it's blue.
I do too.
And so,
That's the
some people are gonna
indubitable
die, and some people are
reality.
gonna-
The sky is blue.
Some Some people
There's
say
no
the sky
doubt
is
in
blue,
it.
and some people say the sky is green.
What color do you think it is?
I think it's blue.
Me too.
So, some people are going to deny, and some people are going to confirm. To each his own.
My follow-up question to that is it okay to question elections and deny elections for both sides? Is it okay?
Okay.
Okay. Should we strive to make the electoral process as objective and clear as possible so that doesn't need to be a thing?
It's always going to be a thing, regardless of what's going on, because people have opinions and they differ in opinions.
You can simplify the process to make it less questionable,
Well, of course.
like voter ID laws.
Sure.
Do you agree with voter ID laws?
I think so.
I have a tweet from the current White House press secretary right here.
Yes.
Reminder,
You know what?
Brian
And
Kemp
you know that-
stole the gubernatorial
Yes,
election
yes,
from Georgians and
yes,
Stacey Abrams.
Yes, yes.
Is that
and-
conceding an election?
Okay, and do
Is
you
she
know
an
why?
election denier?
Do you know why she's saying that? Do you
Yes,
know
she-
why she's saying that?
She's denying an election.
He had election machines in warehouses, never came out to where the black people were, so they had to stand in lines for how many hours to go vote?
Everyone has to
That
stand in
is
line to
the
go vote.
That's
Facts,
why
everybody.
Stacey Abrams never,
You feel me?
never
Like
came
what?
out to where the
What is
black
she saying?
people were, so they had to stand in lines for how many hours to go vote?
Everyone has to
That
stand in
is
line to
the
go vote.
That's why Stacey Abrams never conceded,
So,
because he was in charge
so
of
you're
the
agreeing
election.
with the press secretary of
Wait,
saying it was an
as far as-
illegitimate election, is that
as far
correct?
as
You're
Stacey
denying
Abrams-
election results.
No, as far as Stacey, because we have the
You're
proof.
saying it's an illegitimate election right now to me. Is it wrong for either side to be questioning elections? Yes or no?
Questioning?
Yeah, in your opinion.
I think it's not wrong for people to ensure that we're watching our elections closely so that they are true elections. But I think to get all worked up with not a lot of proof of something going wrong, I think that's bad.
The only way I think people are going to trust is if they have more information. But the question is, even if you provide the information, are they going to trust it, right? I mean, that's the problem, right? Is that they don't necessarily trust what they're told unless it's somebody who thinks like them, right?
Do you guys agree with the Democrats or no?
No, we are anti-democrats. Sorry.
Do you agree with them that's a threat to democracy, or do you agree with their rhetoric at all?
It's just rhetoric. It's just politics, and it's like the flavor of the election.
But he said that. Wait, he said he's anti-democrat. I feel him on that though. I feel him on that. But is he lumping all under the same umbrella? Because if he is, he's corny for that too. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm like I said before, bro. If you lump all Republicans under the same umbrella, you're a cornball. If you lump all Democrats under the same umbrella, you're a cornball too. You know what I mean? But I don't know if he's saying all are horrible people or whatever. He just, you know what I mean? He doesn't rock with the party. You know what I mean? There's a lot of cornball-ish in the Democratic Party for real, bro. Like, you know what I mean? People. Yeah, a lot of cornball stuff, man.
In your opinion?
I think it's not wrong
I
for
definitely
people
feel
to
him, though.
ensure that we're watching our elections closely so that they are true elections. But I think to get all worked up with not a lot of proof of something going wrong, I think that's bad.
The only way I think people are going to trust is if they have more information. But the question is, even if you provide the information, are they going to trust it, right? I mean, that's the problem, right? Is that they don't necessarily trust what they're told unless it's somebody who thinks like them, right?
Do you guys agree with the Democrats or no?
No, we are anti-democrats. Sorry.
Do you agree with them that's a threat to democracy, or do you agree with their rhetoric at all?
There is a plenitude of dishonorable Democrats for sure, man. Like, that's a fact. You know what I mean? There's a plenitude of crappy Democrats, man. But to lump all under this, to lump everybody, to lump every individual that is a Democrat under the same umbrella is not, it's not good, it's not G. You know what I mean? And you know what I mean? Just like lumping all Republicans under the same umbrella is not good or G either. You know what I mean?
I think people are going to trust is if they have more information. But the question is, even if you provide the information, are they going to trust it, right? I mean, that's the problem, right? Is that they don't necessarily trust what they're hold unless it's somebody who thinks like them, right?
Do you guys agree with the Democrats or no?
No, we are anti-democrats. Sorry.
Do you agree with them that that's a threat to democracy, or do you agree with the rhetoric at all?
It's just rhetoric. It's just politics, and it's like, you know, the flavor of the election period. You know, it's like some issue that they want to use to divide and persuade.
Yeah. Do you think that's a threat to democracy, or people can think what they want?
Yeah, I think they can think what they want. I don't think it's a threat.
Why do you think they're saying that?
Trying to get elected, they're trying to scare people.
Do you agree with that, or no?
I've spent 33 years in prison, and I think that we're too soft on crime. I like Republicans.
I agree. We're too soft, man. Like, too soft on crime, man. Like, they're like simping for the criminals and the people that engage in illegality, criminality. You know what I mean? Like, people gotta face the consequences, man. Like,
Trying to get elected, they're trying to scare people.
Do you agree with that, or no?
I've spent 33 years in prison, and I think that we're too soft on crime. I like Republicans.
We do not support Democrats at all,
Why is that?
especially in the last few years, because it's total worthless and it's damaging economy and creates all kind of other social problems here. So we are strongly against that.
We came from Poland, so we know what it means, socialism.
Yeah, we grew up in a socialist system, so we know what that is.
exactly what is going on.
You know the direction that it goes in.
Right. It never worked in any country before, so this is a fallacy to think that it might work here. It just has not proven itself anywhere in the world in the past.
We escaped from that country in Poland, so
shout out to
from
Poland,
so
man.
we know. I mean,
Real talk.
I cannot. I see that people are just sleeping. They don't see really big problem what is coming up.
So you guys are voting more. You guys are going Republican down the ticket.
Yes, right, yeah, correct.
All right, guys, that is it for today. So
Yeah, man. That's
What the Proud Boys and all the other far right groups started, we've never had that.
political violence like that.
No.
Antifa. Like button. Make sure to subscribe for more.